Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Cosmic Circus review. My name is Vin. With me, as always, is John.
Hi.
And today we have the most ambitious video we have ever done. John, how many movies are we going to talk about today?
Uh, Depending on how much information I have stored in my memory bank, hopefully 10. At best, 9.5. So
We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens.
So to repeat one more time, we're going to try to talk about 10 movies before the time you finish this video. So stay tuned to see if we do it.
Just so everyone's aware how hard this is, I saw more movies than we're talking about.
These are the ones that he picked. His hand picked 10. How many did you see total across this whole festival?
Well, I think when I did my final count over like a 7-day period, it was 22 movies total.
God dang.
I still have 2 screeners that I can watch.
So on average, this was like 3 movies a day?
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, basically about four movies a day, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know some days were busier than others, right?
The last day is worse than any day because you try to get as much in before the final day, but then the last day comes and you have all these reservations, and you're trying to get through all of them.
Like just today, you sent me a list of like 10 or something. Just today,
it was probably about. I think between yesterday and Saturday, it was about 11 movies total.
My God.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're here to talk about the best of the best from the last batch of our Sundance videos. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't yet. We've crossed 800. We want to keep climbing. We need your help. Of course, also share the videos. All right, let's get into it. What do you want to start with?
Okay.
Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and I'll read the titles of what we're hoping for, and then we'll get into them one by one.
Okay.
So we have Atropia, Bubble and Squeak, Omaha, DJ Ahmet, East of Wall, André is an Idiot. I want to touch on it just briefly. Predators, Ricky, Seeds, Zodiac Killer Project, Marlee Matlin.
Well, let's start with Atropia and Bubbles and Squeak. And we're going to combine them together.
All right. So Atropia from the USA, directed and written by Hailey Gates, starring Alia, Shawkat, Callum Turner, and this is the winner of the U.S. Dramatic Grand Jury Prize.
And you know what's interesting about that? It's getting ripped apart on Rotten Tomatoes.
No way.
Ripped apart on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know why.
But only critics
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
This is also produced by, I don't know his last name, but Luca, he did Bones and All.
Guadagnino.
And Challenges, yeah.
Luca Guadagnino, yeah.
I liked it better than everybody else.
Okay.
It is funny, clever. The humor can be raunchy at times, but what this is about is they imply the real thing, or that these are real things, like during Iraq.
Okay.
They would make simulation camps that would simulate like how you would feel if you were in the war. Not really like not technically like on the mark. It wouldn't be like on the nose, but it was just to kind of get soldiers like in the mindset of what it would be like whenever they went over there. Well, they take that idea and they give it a mash, like remake. If that makes sense. Well, it's like they took the military stuff and they kind of made it funny. It's for example, Scrubs. Scrubs takes a serious thing, it kind of makes it goofy. That's what this does. It takes an Iraq simulation, puts a romantic comedy angle into it, and makes it ridiculous.
Okay, sounds good.
This actually could be, honestly, like a TV sitcom.
Okay.
Like if they wanted to, if they did it right.
Why is this getting ripped apart?
I think some of it, I haven't really dug into like any of the reviews, but I do.
You haven't had time, yeah.
I will admit that some of it doesn't work. Like the ending is a little strange. But the way I felt, it's a Luca produced film. There's strange qualities about it. There are some genuinely funny moments in it, though, because it's a simulation. Sometimes something real happens, and like people just like react like just like normal, like what a great performance, good job, but
This sounds really funny. Like
it's
really
pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's irreverent. The main actress, I think she's underrated.
She's from Arrested Development. She was really good at that when she was younger.
Arrested Development. She was also in a movie last year. Well, no, the first year I did Sundance with Cynthia Erivo. And she's actually a very good dramatic performer.
Drift from 2023.
Amazing film. Amazing film. I dug it. It may not be for everyone. It's off the wall, a little odd. I don't know if there's maybe some politics that may be playing into it because Iraq, But I think it's actually roasting at the Iraq War. I think it is, but I only watched it once, so maybe if I watch it again, I might understand a little more. But I dug it.
Okay.
Bubbles and Squeak.
The next one, Bubble and Squeak, USA, directed and written by Evan Twohy, starring Himesh Patel, Sarah Goldberg, Stephen Yeun, Dave Franco, Matt Berry. This was one we were both really excited about. What's this about?
It's good. It's good. It's good stuff.
All right.
Bubbles and Squeak takes a minute to get into the mindset of what's going on.
Okay.
I think it's based on a play.
Okay.
If I remember correct. If it is, you can feel that. You can absolutely feel that. But it's funnier because of it. The dialogue is delivered very theatrically.
I just saw it. The film is written and directed from his own stage play. So he wrote his stage play, then he wrote this movie. It went to the blacklist on Hollywood in December 2020. So it's taken that long to be made.
It's like the dialogue is, they'll say something so serious, but they'll say it in such a serious manner, but it's about something so ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. Like
it makes complete sense.
It's almost like if the guy from Star Trek, Shatner, it's like every person in here is like evoking William Shatner to deliver dialogue about smuggling cabbage in various places. It's very ridiculous. It's a little Wes Anderson, which I usually am not a big fan of Wes Anderson, but it has a very Wes Anderson quality to it.
Okay.
A lot of fixed camera shots.
Cool. Sounds good, honestly. I like it when they're clever.
Dave Franco, no notes. Just always doing great stuff. I'm not gonna tell you how he does it.
Yeah.
But he says the word police in the most funniest way I've ever heard. Words in my life. I dug it. Yeah. So Bubbles and Squeak. Yeah. Major thumbs up from me.
I just want to mention really quick, because I'm American, you're American, we didn't know this. Bubble and Squeak is an English dish made of cooked potatoes and cabbage, mixed together and fried. I didn't know that. I didn't know. Okay.
Just to be clear, the movie is about, I don't know if I said that, it's about a couple who are in trouble because they may or may not have smuggled cabbage into a country that doesn't like cabbage. That's
Brilliant.
The premise.
Okay.
Brilliant stuff. Anyway.
All right, next, can we talk about Omaha?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, Omaha from the USA, directed by Cole Webley, written by Robert Machoian.
Omaha might be one of my favorite movies of the festival.
Okay, but a different tone.
This is a major shift. I felt myself uncontrollably like emotional at this film. It is about a lot of things that we're afraid of right now. And a lot of people are broke. A lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are having trouble paying rent. And there's a lot of fear of what will happen, to yourself, like your livelihood, all that stuff. And it's a very just microscopic story about a man that has to vacate his home with his children because he can't pay for the home anymore. And they are making a trip to Omaha, Nebraska, because, but I won't go into why. While they're making that trip. The kids in this film are incredible. It's very difficult. One of the things that I typically tell anybody who's making an independent film, if you can't work with kids, don't, because it's very difficult to find a good child actor. It's not their fault. It's just very difficult to find somebody who can do it. And if you don't find a good child actor, it can really take you out of the film. The movie are. They're fantastic here, man. The girl that plays the daughter's incredible. The brother's incredible. The main lead, it's the same guy who was in past lives. Dude.
So let me say the cast is John Magaro, Molly Bell Wright, Wyatt Solis, and Talia Balsam.
Yeah, Jonathan Magaro devastated me. This movie emotionally wrecked me. It is very well made, very powerful. It is about a situation that a lot of us don't, that I think a lot of us fear. A lot of us fear. And the ending, I just really can't even put it into words.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. It's relatable. And I think every one of us are worried that we're going to be in that position.
Yeah.
And hopefully none of us will be over the next few years. So
this is tough. Wow.
Yeah.
Heavy story. Okay, next we have DJ Ahmet from North Macedonia, Czech Republic, Serbia, Croatia. Directed and written by Georgi M. Unkovski, who I saw was from, I think, the Sundance Directors Program. So he grew up somehow in the Sundance development program. This movie has won the World Cinema Dramatic Special Jury Award for Creative Vision and the World Cinema Dramatic Audience Award. What's this about?
I got a very simple way to put this. This is like where did you say it's from?
North Macedonia, Czech Republic, Serbia, Croatia.
So this is the footloose of that country.
These countries.
Straight up countries, yeah. Straight up. It's just
right.
a footloose version of this. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's a lot of fun. It's not about dancing. There is dancing in it.
Okay.
But it involves a kid that has a farm, that up in a remote location, meets a girl. The kid likes music. Music is not very fond of over there. But TikTok and everything is starting to become pretty big. And all I can say is that it really is about how music can connect people. And kind of get footloose. There's a struggle with playing music and trying to be yourself, and parents being like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't be who you are.
Yeah.
And great lead. It's got a fun little teenage romance in it. It's got a coming of age kind of story in it too. It's a very fun film. It's not the best I've seen at the festival, but the music is great. The performances are good. A sweet love story at the center. And that's all I got for DJ on that. So
sounds good. All right, next is East of All from the USA. Directed and written by Kate Beecroft, starring Tabitha Zeminga, Portia Zeminga, and Scoot McNairy.
This is more of a southern thing. It involves a family that they own horses and do rodeos, and they sell horses for contesting. And this is the interesting part about It's a Law. Once you know how it's made, it gets so much better. Have you ever seen The Last Ride?
No.
So it's from the director of The Eternals.
Okay, Chloe Zhao. Hold on. Do you mean the writer from Chloe Zhao?
Oh, the writer. I'm sorry. Yeah.
The writer.
The writer. Thank you. So similar to the writer, where she found a real life individual, like an actual guy, and kind of pulled him into a film and kind of built a story around his story. Same thing with East of All, the mother and the kids in the film. Tabitha Zeminga, her story is at the center of this film. She's a real person. She doesn't have any acting credits.
So this is half documentary, half fiction. It's
half fiction, yeah. So they basically took a real family, put it at the center of the story, added a few actors, like Steve McNairy and some other people, and built a film out of it that is actually pretty good. It's actually it's about a mom who is basically taking care of so many children. She owns a ranch. She raises cattle and horses, sells them, and all these kids around her that either have broken homes or lose their families, she brings them into their nucleus. And there's one part of it where she's talking to her husband about the situation,
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I don't have the money to take them in. And
Yeah.
he looks at her and he's like, it's not about the money. They just want to be with you.
Oh,
And there's
yeah.
something so powerful about that, where it's like kids just want a figure that is going to support them,
Yeah.
at all times. And all it takes is a strong foundation, even if you don't have a lot of money, just a strong parent role model. And East the Ball is about that. It's about how just one person can affect all these people. This home.
Incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah. And there's a tragedy at the center of it. It's pretty emotional. And Tabitha Zuniga, for her having no acting experience, fantastic. She's very good in this. So,
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
good film. It's a very good film.
Okay. Did you want to talk about Andre's an Idiot?
We can do it real fast.
So, really quick, Andre's an Idiot, USA, directed by Todd Bena, edited by Parker Laramie, winner of the U.S. Documentary Jonathan Oppenheimer Editing Award, and winner of the U.S. Documentary Audience Award. What's going on here?
What made it difficult for me is that it's about cancer. It's about a guy who gets cancer.
Oh, shoot. I got it. Okay.
But what I can tell you is this was the most positive depiction of cancer that you might ever watch. Andre, I don't remember his last name. He's a very outgoing personality, like just extremely wild, a lot of energy, a lot of silliness. He's married to somebody in the film. And we kind of talk about, the way they met. And they weren't intending to be together. She needed a green card. And he was like, hey, well, you can marry me and I'll give you a green card.
Sure.
And what was funny about it is that she just fell in love with him.
Oh.
It was like an accident that he helped her. And then all of a sudden, just them being around each other, it was because he just has that insane, persona. Just you want to be around that infectious individual.
Yeah.
The title Andre is an Idiot is because he did not go get his colonoscopy. So I think his mom called him an idiot. So Andre is an idiot. And the whole film is about his last days and the outlook that he had before he was going out. It is a good film. It is a positive film.
And it's true. Again, this is a true story.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep calling it a film. It's a documentary. I made that mistake with The Perfect Neighbor. It's a documentary, not a movie. It's a good documentary, very well made. A24 has it. So
awesome.
It won't go everywhere. Everybody will see it, I'm sure. So
it's great to hear. That's great to hear. Okay, next is Predators from the USA, directed by David Ossett, edited by David Ossett and Nicholas Norgard-Dafolani.
So I had a roller coaster of emotions with this film. A documentary. When it first starts, I felt a little defensive about it, about the documentary. It reflects on the TV show To Catch a Predator. And everything that surrounded that, the behind the scenes stuff, the people that they got. And at first, I was a little aggravated by it because it was taking a sympathetic angle to the people that they were catching.
Sure.
And I don't know about you, but like to me, if somebody gets in a car, drives all the way to somebody's house, and they know that they're young, and they walk in the door with the intention of doing what they're intending to do, my sympathy goes out the window when you made all those decisions. Now, what happens is once you get a third of the way through, you kind of figure out why he's taking that approach. And it's because the filmmaker himself is a victim. He is a victim. And what he says, the struggle that he had with the TV show is not that they were catching them, but that Chris Hansen, his first question every time was, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And the documentarian says, that's what I wanted to know. And he said that I feel like the show is less interested in finding out that answer than actually just throwing them in prison. And he goes, and as somebody who is a victim, I want to know that answer.
Yeah.
Which is I'm like, okay, that's fair. It's very insightful. It kind of gives a little more nuance to things that kind of went behind the scenes. When you kind of think about it hard, it's kind of a little gross that they were using teenagers as bait for these guys. And it's also kind of a reflection of the culture like back then. The weird part was there's one part where it shows a commercial for like an old VHS of like a recording where it shows To Catch a Predator, at 8 o'clock. Right after it does that, it goes to a commercial for Entertainment Tonight, advertising a 17-year-old Britney Spears in that skinnily clad outfits that she used to wear when she was a teenager. So it's like you kind of realize why the culture was where it was at and why that was probably being perpetuated and why PDF files were acting the way they were back then. And yeah, the culture was a little gross. Our pop culture environment, it was way more disgusting than I think we remember at the time.
I just want to be clear. So from what I'm reading, it says the teenagers were actually adults catfishing, like pretending to be teenagers as bait for the predators.
They were about 18 or 19, but it was still weird.
Oh, they were that young. I guess.
Yeah,
okay.
They were still young.
Still, God.
Still weird. It was still weird. It was still kind of gross. To me, it was still kind of gross. Just like rewatching it now, it still feels kind of gross.
Yeah. The show was canceled in 2008 following the suicide of Rockwall County, Texas, Assistant District Attorney Bill Conrad. Police attempted to serve him. He had been caught talking to and exchanging pictures with someone posing as a 13-year-old.
And they
District Attorney.
They kind of cover that. They kind of cover that, yeah.
Okay. And the crew comes in and that's on camera.
Kind of covers that, and they cover some other things. There's also like more footage from whenever like the show stops. For example, there's one guy legitimately asking for help whenever the camera is like cut off. Like he's like, guys, can you please give me some help? You please get like just earnestly asking. So there's a little conversation about that too, like why we don't seek help for these people too. Yeah. But I do, still a little small part of me feels, and it's like I don't want to sympathize with that too much. I don't want to give too much of a rope on there, Yeah. That's one of the worst things I think you can do, like ever. But it's an interesting documentary, especially when it comes from somebody who was hurt. From that angle, I thought it was a pretty fascinating doc.
You always have to be so careful when you give a platform to things like this, right? Because sometimes people are just doing it for attention. They're like, that's part of the motivation. Oh, God.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Next, we have Ricky from the USA, written by Rashad Fret and Lin Kuei Ayong, winner of the directing award for U.S. Dramatic.
So I'm going to do Ricky and Seeds.
Okay, Seeds, USA, directed by Brittany Shine, edited by Malika Zuhali-Worrell.
Both of them have to do with systemic problems in the African-American community. Ricky has to do with the prison systems. Seeds has to do with like farming and all that. Like I won't go too far into Seeds because like Seeds is more kind of like you're watching people be people over like 2 hours. And every now and then, when you're getting to know these families, you kind of see how the system has let them down. For example, the main family in Seeds owns a farm and they're on government, Social Security and stuff like that. The owner of it only gets like $900 and something a month. And they were really counting on the previous administration to do more for farmers than they did. And it's one of these examples out of Georgia. This is Georgia, by the way, how you could kind of see why we are where we are, because there's a lot of people that feel left behind that just did not get what they needed after the pandemic and probably won't continually now. But I think this kind of shows not just like the beauty of some of these families, but just how they are forgotten, even by just the country in general, and how these types of families just continually to be overlooked. Systemically too, man. Ricky has to do with a kid. Well, he's not a kid anymore in the film, but in the film, he went to prison when he was 15 years old, and he gets out when he's 30. And it's about the fact, and it was an accident. It was an accident, just a bad circumstance. And it's about the fact that the kids that get thrown into the system at that age, and they come out at 30.
Yeah.
Think about everything that you miss.
Yeah.
You don't know how to use technology. You don't know how to, like, cell phones have changed drastically.
The whole
in
world
15
has changed
years.
so much.
The whole world has
2000, what is
changed.
it, 2010 to now? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's the fact that he comes out, he doesn't know how to operate in this world as an adult. Most people go to college and they figure themselves out through 20 and 30. And he comes out at 30 out of prison. He doesn't know how to
function
how
society.
to function. And what you kind of see is how that kind of system almost is like set up for him to go back to prison.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what to do when he comes out. It's a good film. The main actor is phenomenal, and he's great in the film. Ricky is a very good film too. So
I just want to be clear. Ricky is a film fiction, and Seeds is a documentary.
Seeds is a documentary. Yeah, it is a documentary.
Okay, and Ricky stars Stephen James as Ricky.
He's so good. He's so good in the film. He's very good.
Okay.
And what else we got?
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully we're getting through these.
We got 2 left. The Zodiac Killer, USA, UK, directed by Charlie Shackleton.
This is the most...
Zodiac Killer Project. The Zodiac Killer Project, yeah.
This is the most interesting of all the ones that we're going to talk about. And it's very difficult to describe. And when I try to explain it, you're going to be like, wait, what?
Because I think we talked about this during our preview video, right?
We did.
Yeah.
But now I get the context. I get the context. Because they give the description, but like you don't get the context until you're in it. So the way it's set up is that somebody takes footage, not really footage, but like things they would have shot without all the fluff and
raw, like basically raw. Yeah.
So there's a thing that people do whenever they're trying to sell a movie to a studio. They'll make like a demo. Like for example, somebody tried to sell Daredevil by like taking various clips and throwing a remix of 99 Problems. And I
know Taika Waititi, he got Thor Ragnarok by using clips from
you get what I'm saying. You take like these like random ideas, random clips, you throw them together, and it's like this is what it would have looked like. Right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of like that. This is what it would have looked like. Imagine that, except the director is giving DVD commentary for the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's going on.
So it's a director's commentary of his unmade movie.
Of his unmade movie,
but I feel like I could do this. Sure.
But what's funny about it is that as it's going along, it's roasting the form.
Okay.
It's like making fun of true crime documentaries as it's doing it. Like, for example, he's like, this would have been the title sequence. We might have done like an opening where hear a voiceover that says he was normal until he wasn't. Then they play a Netflix clip, he was normal until he wasn't. Or we might have like made the titles very small, you know, and you see like clips of like 4 or 5 documentaries where the titles are very small.
So it's kind of like a pastiche, kind of like a parody almost.
It's kind of a parody, but also not. It's like, but it's doing it earnestly while making fun of the form.
Beautiful. What a love letter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's strange. It's different. If we're looking for something different, I liked it. Yeah.
Sounds great.
One more.
Marlee Matlin, Not Alone Anymore, from the USA, directed by Shoshana Stern and edited by Sarah Newens.
We're at the end of this. And what a beautiful note to end on. Disability. Disability, another disability conversation. Marlee Matlin, I've had a crush on her my entire life. She's deaf. She speaks through sign language. I remember seeing her when I was very younger and thinking, how cool that this person is like a big star. Like, because I've seen her in everything. Everything. This is a recap of her career with interviews with her. It goes all the way back to where she had a breakout performance in Children of a Lesser God with William Hurt. It goes into making of that film to when she got the Academy Award, to her life and career, to when Coda won the Academy Award, to her co-star, and it's like about her, about how she felt as a somewhat spokesperson of like the deaf community at the time. It also touches on that horrible man, William Hurt. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Some, but not the full. No.
It has been confirmed by many people he was an abusive man, like not a stable individual. His son, I don't know if anybody knows, but his son made a werewolf film 2 years ago, which is why I don't like Wolfman, because everybody does this. His son made a werewolf film a couple years ago where he's speaking on the trauma his dad gave him.
My God.
And how nobody knew how terrible William Hurt was. She was abused by William Hurt, and she kind of comments on that. There was jealousy there. So it kind of touched on those things. But overall, I really like the doc because it just shows the mark she's had on Hollywood for almost 30, 40 years and continues to in a way.
Yeah.
And again, I still got a crush on her. So,
yeah. I'm looking at William Hurt's Wikipedia page, and it doesn't go into a lot of detail about, but it says drug use, physical abuse, verbal abuse, and rape. But it doesn't go into a lot of detail.
Well, she wrote a book about it too.
And her autobiography, 2009, I'll scream later.
Yeah. And he continued to work all those years, continued to work and never had any problem. I think she's an incredible human being, and it's a good documentary.
Yeah.
So,
and that's Sundance.
That was Sundance, but we're not done. We're not done. We got to touch on one thing. This has been a roller coaster of a week. We need to talk about what happened at the very end of this festival, Twinless, and the absolute nonsense that occurred at the very end of this festival, and how it's going to possibly affect yours truly from doing this ever again.
So first, talk about what happened. What's the event?
So, and I had a bad point I was going to have. I had a bad point. I felt like we've been very lucky for 3 years that this hasn't occurred. I think it did the first year with the Netflix documentary for Kanye West, but they kept it going. I think that documentary leaked.
Okay.
But what happened is two things. There was a Selena documentary. There was a movie called Twinless. All the Selena fans went crazy for the documentary and started posting it on TikTok, little clips, all that stuff, because nobody can control themselves at all. Apparently. Like, this is not a Netflix show. This is not streaming for the public. But for whatever reason, these people decided, hey, I'm going to just throw this on TikTok and every other platform because clicks, right?
Yeah.
A lot of copyright infringements got made. So the documentary got pulled. Right after that, there's a scene involving, I don't know, I really don't know. I know it involves
Dylan O'Brien.
Activities of such with Dylan O'Brien. Risque activities. And people just couldn't control themselves because Dylan O'Brien was doing that activity. And what do you know? Let's put it on Twitter. Let's put it on TikTok. Let's put it on all social media. And that movie got pulled also. I am so frustrated because this is a privilege, what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
An absolute privilege. Sundance does not have to do this.
Yeah.
They don't. But they do it so people like me and other people that can get there have the opportunity to be a part of it in the cover.
Yeah.
And then you get some knucklehead, that has a social media page and wants to just get a few more followers and wants to ruin it for everybody. I'm so upset about it. It was a struggle to keep going after Saturday because I could feel this. And I was like, why? Why do it? Because I'm not going to be able to go back anyway. I did. I kept going. But I felt like, why? Like, why? What's the point now? Because they just ruined this opportunity for me now. So, yeah, that's where my head's at right now.
It's just so frustrating and so stupid. Like, I understand that leaks happen, but don't be so stupid about it. And don't leak, period. Right? Respect the process and respect the privacy.
Respect is that they're giving you this opportunity. Why would you ruin it for everyone? Because you wanted to get a few more reactions. And I just want to say to Sundance, if you hear this at all, I don't know if you will, but if y'all hear this, I don't know if y'all want to reach out to me. You talk to me. I would love to talk with y'all about how to navigate a situation going forward to help people with my condition to continue doing this. I understand some people get the opportunity also because they can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I could afford it, it is dangerous for me to go.
No.
I can end up in Utah without a chair that works. And that is, there's so much evidence because of what the Department of Transportation did a few months ago. Somehow we got to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but I hope Sundance will talk to people like me and maybe figure out a way to navigate forward to keep this going for people who have mobility conditions that can't get there that do this kind of work.
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all are going to hear this. I don't know, but that's all I'm going to say about it. Please think about a way to do that. Please don't let a couple of morons ruin this for the people that actually did the right thing. That's all I got to say.
Well said. Well said. Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming with us on our Sundance journey. Please, everyone, thank John for enduring through cold, uphill, the snow.
Don't think me. Not all disability people wear capes. So.
Incredible work, John. I'm just so astounded how many movies you watched, and the fact that all I do is I just say the title, and you're able to give me these wonderful reviews for 11 movies.
I don't know how I do that.
At the snap of a finger. So incredible. We've covered now more than 20 movies. You watched like 30. Great work, dude. Get some sleep. And you've been writing. Reviews.
I'm not done. I got one. I got a review coming tomorrow, and I have the best of article coming this week also. So I will rank. I'll rank every movie. Not every movie. I'm gonna give like my 10 favorites.
Sure. Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our discussion, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Thank John. We have a playlist of our Sundance coverage, so take a look. Check out all our previous videos. What are you most excited for from Sundance? Let us know in the comments. I'm Vin. You can find me on Blue Sky at Vin Writes Words.
I'm John, and when I recover, you can also find me at Blue Sky at John Movie Watch.
Be sure to follow thecosmiccircus.com on Blue Sky and at My Cosmic Circus, where you can find more reviews, articles, editorials, and opinions like the one you just watched. And check out John's articles and videos and his Blue Sky page, and go tell John that you love him. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye.